scary Tinder date. In August 12, 2023, man swipes right on a woman who looks exactly like his deceased wife. When they meet, she knows things only his wife would know. As he delves into her background, he uncovers a terrifying secret about his wife's past that he never knew. In the quaint heartland of a small picturesque town where the maple trees stood as timeless sentinels, John sat alone in his dimly lit living room. The walls, once echoing with laughter and warmth, now seemed to absorb the silence, a stark reminder of his solitude. 2 years had passed since Emily's sudden departure from this world, yet the void she left behind in John's heart was as palpable as the cold, untouched cup of coffee on the table. His friends, a well-meaning crew of old college buddies and work colleagues, had been nudging him towards the world of online dating. "It's time to move on, John," they'd say, each utterance a needle to his grieving soul. But their persistence bore fruit, and there he was, phone in hand, the bright light of the Tinder app glaring at him, a portal to a world he felt so disconnected from. John's thumb hovered hesitantly over the screen. Each profile was a window into a stranger's life, lived so vibrant and unscathed by the tragedies he had faced. He swiped left mechanically, the motion void of any real interest or hope. That was until her image appeared, a jolt of electricity in the mundanity of his reluctant swiping. Anna. Her name was a whisper in the digital wind, but her image screamed into the depths of his soul. She bore an uncanny resemblance to Emily, the same hazel eyes that sparkled with a mischievous glint, the same cascade of chestnut hair that he had so often lovingly brushed away from her face. His heart raced, a cocktail of excitement and a haunting sense of betrayal to the love he had lost. Their conversation started casually, the usual exchange of pleasantries and interests. Yet, there was an ease to their dialogue, a rhythm that felt hauntingly familiar. John attributed it to the small-town effect. Everyone knew or knew of everyone. But as Anna shared her love for abstract painting and old jazz records, John couldn't shake off the feeling that these were tendrils of Emily reaching out to him. Their first date was set at the local cafe, a spot that held a mosaic of memories for John. He had spent countless mornings there with Emily, their laughter mingling with the steam from their coffee cups. As he prepared for the date, a part of him dreaded the experience, while another part was inexplicably drawn to it, like a moth to a flame. As John stepped out into the cool evening air, the town's familiar sights offered little comfort. The journey to the cafe was a path trodden in another life, each step a reminder of what was and what could never be again. The streetlights cast long shadows, mirroring the duality of his emotions, the deep-seated grief for Emily and the inexplicable intrigue towards Anna, the woman who seemed to be a mirror image of his lost love. "Hey, quick reminder, don't forget to subscribe and like for more videos." John's fingers trembled slightly as he pushed open the door to the cafe, a place steeped in memories that clung to its walls like ivy. The smell of roasted coffee beans and freshly baked pastries, once a comforting embrace, now felt like a faint echo from a life that had slipped through his fingers. The cafe was bustling with its usual evening crowd, a tapestry of lives intersecting briefly in the pursuit of warmth and caffeine. He scanned the room, his eyes seeking the face that had haunted his thoughts since their digital encounter. And there she was, Anna, sitting by the window where the last rays of the setting sun danced upon her hair, setting it ablaze with hues of gold and amber. For a moment, John stood frozen, caught in the surrealism of the moment. She looked up, her eyes meeting his, and in them he saw a flicker of recognition, or was it a reflection of his own turmoil? With each step towards her, John felt as if he was walking a tightrope between his past and the present. Anna stood up as he approached, her smile a blend of warmth and nervous anticipation. She extended her hand, and in that simple gesture, John felt a jolt of electricity, a connection that was both foreign and painfully familiar. Their conversation unfolded like the petals of a night-blooming flower, gradually and with a delicate hesitance. Anna spoke of her life, her job as a graphic designer, her passion for urban sketching, her love for old bookstores. Yet, amidst the flow of words, there were pauses, weighted silences that seemed to hold unspoken stories and secrets. As the evening waned, their dialogue meandered into the realms of past loves and losses. John found himself opening up about Emily, a confession that felt like a betrayal, yet a necessary unburdening of his soul. Anna listened with a depth of understanding that transcended mere empathy. Her eyes, Those familiar yet foreign pools of hazel held a sorrow that mirrored his own. When the time came to part, a sense of ambiguity hung in the air. John was left with more questions than answers. Who was Anna, truly? How could a stranger evoke such a tumult of emotions within him? Was it merely her resemblance to Emily? Or was there something deeper, an invisible thread weaving their lives together? As John walked home under the starlit sky, he felt a stirring within him, a blend of apprehension and a burgeoning sense of anticipation. Anna was no longer just a profile on a screen. She was a mystery unfolding, a chapter in his life that he couldn't resist exploring. And as he pondered over the enigma that was Anna, he realized that for the first time in many moons, the void in his heart felt a little less cavernous. The cafe's ambiance was a symphony of subdued conversations and the gentle clinking of coffee cups. But to John, the world seemed to mute itself as he sat across from Anna. The dim glow of the overhead lights cast a soft halo around her, accentuating the contours of her face, so strikingly similar to Emily's. It was like gazing through a window to the past, and yet Anna's presence was undeniably rooted in the here and now. As they ordered their drinks, John noticed the subtle nuances in Anna's choices. A black coffee with a dash of cinnamon, just as Emily used to have. It was a trivial detail, but to John it felt like a whisper from a bygone era. He brushed it off as a coincidence, attributing it to his mind's penchant for seeking familiarity in the unknown. Their conversation meandered through various topics: art, literature, the quaint charm of their town. Anna spoke with an eloquence that was captivating, each word painting vivid images in John's mind. Yet, it was her casual mentions of places and experiences that struck a chord. The hidden alcove in the local bookstore where Emily loved to read, the annual jazz festival they never missed. It was as if Anna was threading her words through the fabric of his own memories. The evening wore on, and with each passing moment, John found himself increasingly drawn to Anna. Her laughter was a melody that resonated with a part of him he thought had been silenced forever. However, the resemblance to Emily, which had initially sparked his interest, now began to gnaw at him with a mix of fascination and unease. As they delved into their personal histories, John hesitated but eventually asked about her past relationships. Anna's response was a pause, a delicate balancing act on the edge of revelation and concealment. She spoke of fleeting connections, but there was a guarded quality to her words, as if she were navigating around a hidden chamber in her heart. The date concluded with an awkward yet hopeful goodbye. John felt a whirlpool of emotions as he walked home under the starlit sky. The rational part of his mind cautioned him against the uncanny parallels between Anna and Emily, yet his heart yearned to unravel the mystery that Anna presented. That night, as John lay in bed, the shadows of his room seemed to dance with questions. Was it mere coincidence that Anna mirrored Emily in so many ways? Or was there a deeper, more inexplicable connection? The rational explanation seemed inadequate, and for the first time since Emily's passing, John felt the stirrings of a mystery that beckoned him with an irresistible pull. The days following their first date were a carousel of emotions for John, each turn bringing him face to face with a mix of enchantment and apprehension. He found himself caught in a labyrinth of thought, each corridor leading to more questions about Anna. The connection he felt with her was undeniable, yet it was entwined with the ghost of a past love. Their subsequent meetings were like pieces of a puzzle that refused to fit neatly together. Anna's presence was a balm to his solitude, her laughter a melody that seemed to harmonize with the silent chords of his heart. Yet, every smile, every familiar gesture, was a haunting echo of Emily. John couldn't help but notice the uncanny similarities between Anna and his late wife. The way Anna tucked her hair behind her ear, the slight tilt of her head when she laughed, even her choice of words. It was as if Emily had left shadows of herself in Anna. These moments of déjà vu were both comforting and disconcerting, drawing John deeper into the enigma that was Anna. As their relationship grew, so did the mystery. One evening, as they strolled through the moonlit streets of the town, Anna recounted a childhood memory of hers, a memory that John knew all too well. It was a story Emily had once shared with him, a unique tale of a summer adventure that seemed impossible for Anna to know unless John's mind raced with possibilities. Was it conceivable that Anna had somehow known Emily? A long-lost friend, perhaps? Or a distant relative? But each theory crumbled under the weight of its own improbability. The more John pondered, the more he realized how little he actually knew about Anna. She was like a beautiful sonnet with missing lines, a melody that changed just as you began to hum along. Her past was a tapestry of vague details and half-told stories. She spoke of her life before they met as if it were a book she had read long ago, familiar yet distant. Their conversations, once an effortless exchange, began to feel like a dance around a core of secrets. John sensed a guardedness in Anna, a reluctance to venture too deep into the waters of her past. It was as if she was standing at the edge of a precipice, wary of the fall into revealing truths. As John lay awake in the quiet of his room, the moon casting a silver glow through the window, he realized that his journey with Anna was more than a search for companionship. It was a quest for truth, a need to understand the uncanny bridge that seemed to connect her to Emily. The mystery of Anna was a siren's call, and John knew he was too far adrift in its waters to turn back now. The mystery of Anna consumed John's thoughts like a slow-burning flame, illuminating the corners of his mind with questions that begged for answers. His heart, a pendulum swinging between affection and suspicion, urged him to delve deeper into the enigma that Anna presented. He resolved to peel back the layers of her past, seeking clarity in the murky waters of their relationship. John began his investigation with a subtly, yet methodical approach. He started by casually inquiring about Anna's past during their conversations, probing for inconsistencies or revelations. Her responses, however, were deftly woven tales, revealing nothing more than what she had already shared. Each word she uttered was like a petal plucked from an impenetrable bud, beautiful, yet revealing nothing of the core. Frustrated by the dead ends in their dialogues, John turned to the internet, the modern-day oracle. He scoured social media, public records, anything that might shed light on Anna's history. But it was as if she had appeared out of thin air, her digital footprint as elusive as a wisp of smoke. This lack of information was in itself a puzzle piece, a glaring anomaly in an age where lives were chronicled online. The small town they inhabited was a tightly knit community where secrets were rare and gossip traveled fast. John reached out to friends and acquaintances, casually dropping Anna's name in conversations, hoping for a spark of recognition. But each query was met with puzzled looks and shrugged shoulders. Anna, it seemed, was a ghost in the town's social tapestry. In a bid for answers, John even revisited the places they had been together, speaking to baristas, bookstore clerks, anyone who might have seen or known Anna. But each encounter led to a dead end, a frustrating loop that brought him back to square one. As his investigation hit wall after wall, John's frustration burgeoned into a quiet desperation. The mystery of Anna was like a knot, tightening with every attempt to unravel it. He felt like a detective in a noir film, chasing shadows in a world where the line between reality and illusion was blurred. One evening, as they sat together under the canopy of stars in the local park, John decided to confront Anna directly. His voice, laced with a mix of trepidation and resolve, broke the silence between them. He asked her about her past, her family, her life before they met, questions that had been simmering within him like a dormant volcano. Anna's reaction was a tapestry of emotions, surprise, confusion, and a flicker of something that John couldn't quite place. It was a moment suspended in time, a crossroads in their journey together. Her eyes, usually so expressive, were now guarded, as if shielding the truths that lay behind them. The silence that followed was a chasm, widening with each unspoken word. John realized that the answers he sought might not be the balm he hoped for, but rather a storm that could wash away the fragile bond they had built. Yet the need to uncover the truth about Anna, the truth about the connection he felt with her, was a siren song he could not ignore. The park was tranquil, a silent witness to the unfolding drama between John and Anna. The confrontation, charged with a mix of accusation and desperation, hung in the air like a thick fog. Anna's face, usually an open book of emotions, had closed its pages, her eyes reflecting a turmoil that mirrored John's own. "You want to know about my past?" Anna's voice, usually melodious, now carried a sharp edge, a blade cutting through the tension. She took a deep breath, as if diving into an ocean of memories, dark and unexplored. "I suppose it's time I told you the truth," she said, her words falling like autumn leaves, slow and hesitant. John braced himself, his heart pounding with anticipation and dread. The truth he had sought for so long was about to reveal itself, but he feared what it might unravel. Anna began her tale, a story that seemed to flow from a well of deep sorrow. She spoke of her early childhood, a blur of foster homes and fleeting connections. "I never knew my real parents," she said, her voice a whisper in the night. "I was told they died in a car accident when I was just a baby." Her story took a turn when she spoke of a discovery she made in her late teens, a discovery that would forever change the course of her life. "I found out I had a twin sister," Anna continued, her gaze distant. "We were separated at birth, each adopted by different families. My sister never knew about me." John's mind raced, connecting the dots, the pieces of the puzzle falling into place with a clarity that was both illuminating and heart-wrenching. "Her name was Emily," Anna said, the name hanging in the air, a ghost from John's past. She explained how she had learned about Emily through a private investigator she had hired, but fate, in its cruel irony, had kept them apart. "By the time I found her, it was too late. She had already passed away." John was speechless, the revelation hitting him like a tidal wave. Anna, the mirror image of his late wife, was her long-lost twin, a link to a past he thought was gone forever. Anna spoke of how she had found Emily's diary among her belongings, a diary that spoke of her life, her loves, and her dreams. "Reading her diary, I felt like I knew her, like I was living the life I was supposed to have shared with her," Anna said, tears glistening in her eyes. The revelation shattered the walls John had built around his heart. The mystery of Anna was no longer a riddle to be solved, but a story of lost connections and parallel lives. He realized that Anna's resemblance to Emily was not a trick of fate, but a bridge between two souls, intertwined by blood and destiny. As they sat in the silence of the night, John understood that his journey with Anna was not a pursuit of a past love, but a discovery of a new connection, a bond forged by the shared tragedy of what could have been. The revelation was a key that unlocked a new path, a path that led not to the past, but to a future where the shadows of loss were interspersed with the light of new beginnings. The revelation of Anna's true identity sent ripples through the fabric of John's reality, blurring the lines between past and present. As they sat together under the canopy of night, the park around them felt like a different world, a place where truths and secrets danced in the shadows. John's mind was a maelstrom of emotions, each wave crashing against the shore of his understanding. The woman before him, Anna, was both a stranger and a link to the most intimate part of his past. She was not Emily, yet she carried a part of her, a living echo of a love lost. Anna reached into her bag and pulled out a small, worn-out diary. Emily's diary. "She wrote about you, John," Anna said softly, her hands trembling as she offered the diary to him. "She wrote about her love for you, her dreams, her fears. Through her words, I felt like I knew you before we ever met." John took the diary, his fingers brushing against Anna's. The touch was electric, a connection that transcended time and space. He opened the diary, Emily's handwriting a familiar sight that tugged at his heartstrings. Each word he read was a whisper from the past, a love letter from a world he thought he had lost. The diary was a window into Emily's soul, revealing facets of her life that John had never known. He read about her hopes for the future, her deep love for him, and her unknown sister, a twin she had always longed to meet. Emily's words painted a picture of a life intertwined with Anna's, even in absence. As John absorbed the weight of Emily's words, a profound realization dawned upon him. His love for Emily would never fade, but it was not a chain that bound him to the past. It was a bridge to a future where new connections could be formed, where love could find a way to blossom anew. He looked up at Anna, her eyes reflecting the moonlight, a tapestry of hope and sorrow. "I'm not trying to replace her, John," Anna whispered, her voice laced with vulnerability. "I just wanted to be close to the sister I never knew, to understand the part of me that was missing." In that moment, John saw Anna not as a shadow of Emily, but as her own person, a soul with her own scars and dreams. The resemblance they shared was not a cruel trick of fate, but a poignant reminder of the interconnectedness of their lives. The climax of their story was not a dramatic confrontation, but a quiet acceptance of the complexities of the human heart. John realized that his journey with Anna was not about clinging to the past, but about embracing the present, about finding love and connection in the most unexpected places. As they left the park, walking side by side under the starlit sky, there was a sense of resolution, a feeling that they were stepping into a new chapter of their lives. The path ahead was uncertain, but they were ready to walk it together, guided by the light of newfound understanding and the echoes of a love that transcended time. In the days that followed the night of revelations, John and Anna found themselves navigating a new reality. Their relationship, once shrouded in mystery and shadowed by the past, had now stepped into a light of understanding and acceptance. John, with Emily's diary as a poignant testament to a love lost, began to view Anna not as a specter of his past, but as a distinct individual with her own story, her own sorrows, and her own hopes. They met often, sometimes in the cafe where they first connected, other times walking along the tree-lined paths of the town, their conversations flowing more freely now. The ghost of Emily, while never completely gone, began to assume a different role in their dynamic. She was no longer a barrier between them but a bridge that had brought them together, a shared connection that both acknowledged and respected. John found solace in Anna's presence, her understanding and empathy a balm to the wounds of his heart. He shared his fears and dreams with her, the words flowing with an ease that surprised him. Anna, in turn, opened up about her life, her struggles with identity and belonging, her journey to find her twin sister, and the complex emotions that came with discovering John. The resolution of their story was not marked by grand gestures or dramatic declarations. Instead, it was a quiet acceptance of their situation, a mutual understanding that what they had was unique and precious. They agreed to give their relationship a chance, not as a continuation of what was, but as a celebration of what could be. John, once haunted by the memories of Emily, began to find joy in the present. Anna's laughter, her insightful comments, and even her silent contemplations became sources of happiness for him. He realized that while he would always carry Emily in his heart, there was room there for Anna too, not as a replacement, but as a new chapter in his life. Anna, for her part, found in John a connection that went beyond her initial quest to know her sister. In him, she found a kindred spirit, someone who understood loss and longing, who could appreciate the nuances of her complex emotions. Their relationship became a tapestry of shared experiences, woven together with threads of understanding, respect, and a burgeoning love. As autumn gave way to winter, John and Anna continued to explore their relationship, each day a step further into uncharted territory. They visited Emily's grave together, a symbolic gesture that marked their acceptance of the past and their commitment to the future. Their story, which began as a mystery shrouded in the shadows of grief and intrigue, had evolved into a journey of healing and discovery. In each other, they had found not only a connection to a lost loved one, but also a chance at a new beginning, a testament to the enduring power of love and the resilience of the human heart. A year had passed since the night when the truths were unveiled under the moonlit sky, and the world of John and Anna had transformed in ways neither could have foreseen. The seasons had cycled through their rhythms, painting the town in myriad colors, each hue marking a step in their journey together. It was a crisp autumn morning, the kind where the air is laced with the promise of winter and the leaves underfoot speak of change. John and Anna found themselves walking down the familiar path leading to the cemetery where Emily rested. This ritual had become their tradition, a way to honor the past while nurturing their present. As they walked in comfortable silence, John reflected on the remarkable journey he had embarked upon with Anna. The grief that had once consumed him like a relentless storm had gradually given way to a peace he hadn't thought possible. In Anna, he had found not only a bridge to Emily but a companion who had stepped out of the shadow of their shared connection to stand in her own light. Anna, holding a bouquet of wildflowers in her hand, felt a sense of serenity as they approached Emily's grave. The journey to find her twin had led her to a life intertwined with John's, a twist of fate she could never have imagined. She had come to cherish their bond, a relationship that was a testament to the unpredictable courses of love and life. They stood together by the headstone, the inscription, "Emily, beloved and remembered," a poignant reminder of the threads of fate that had woven their lives together. John placed a gentle hand on the stone, a silent message of gratitude and love to the woman who had shaped so much of his life. Anna knelt and placed the flowers on the grave, her gesture one of respect and acknowledgement to the sister she never knew, yet who had inadvertently guided her to a new beginning. She whispered a few words, a private conversation between sisters bound by blood, yet separated by destiny. As they turned to leave, John took Anna's hand, a simple act that spoke volumes of their journey. They had both learned that love was not a finite entity, bound by the constraints of time and loss, but an ever-evolving force, capable of healing the deepest of wounds. Their story was not one of replacing a lost love, but of honoring it while making room for new love to grow. It was a tale of acceptance, of the beauty that can arise from the ashes of sorrow, and of the unexpected paths that life can take us on. As they walked back through the cemetery gates, the sun breaking through the morning mist, John and Anna stepped forward together, their hearts open to whatever the future might hold, their love a bridge between the past and the promise of tomorrow. We have come to the end of our story. Thank you all for supporting me with join and thanks button. Subscribe and like the video, so as not to miss the videos that we will upload in the future. Tell me what do you think about this story in the comments. I'll see you in the next story.